that uh, alerts us to the methods, the ways, and help facilitate our knowledge in going into business and being successful in business. And our presenter is here. I'm just going to share my screen really quickly. Why be an entrepreneur? It's held here every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's 10 Central. And it is a class, so bring your pen and pencil with you. Why be an entrepreneur, where we'll explore the benefits and challenges of entrepreneurship and how to establish successful businesses. Presenter is our Imam Tariq Abdul Mu'min, the uh, convener of the Southern Section of Imams and the founder of Entrepreneurs in Development Institute. Assalamu alaikum to you, Imam, and welcome to the show.
Well, alaikum assalam, everyone. Again, I want to thank you all for being with us. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm one of those time-conscious persons and everything. So that being said, we're going to do as we've been doing, well, hold on here. So welcome. And okay, I think we up here.
Yes, your presentation is visible.
Okay. Right. Okay. Wait. Okay, again, assalamu alaikum. I don't know if we have anyone new with us, but I do know that what I did, I used my platforms on social media and created an event, as Facebook would let you do, where people can say, I'm interested. They can click on I'm going. So I shared it with all my friends and also on the public method too on Facebook. We also utilize LinkedIn. So if any of you that's with us that have not been, I just want to say that um, after we do our intro, our welcome, we show some verses from the Quran where we get our foundation for in doing business. So so I just wanted to give that so the persons can know that we share verses from the Quran because the Quran was revealed and given to a man who was doing business, and that was and I'm gonna say Muhammad Prophet Muhammad, praise and peace of Allah be upon him. So that being said, this is our flyer that we use. I have a quote on here where at the top you see an image, a cartoon image of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. May God mercy and forgiveness be with him, and he's in the best place in paradise. Showing he given supporting, influencing a person to get up from the state that he was in and be better as a person of business. I'm reminded of something I heard Imam Muhammad say, may God forgiveness and mercy be with him as well and have him in the best place in paradise. He said that he wanted to thank James Brown for a song that he did. And I think it was the one, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. Well, he said he went up to him and thanked him for that song. And he said, James Brown responded and said, well, minister, was your father who influenced me to write that song. So that led me to believe that also James Brown was influenced to do that song, the other song, I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door. I get it for myself. So so here we are with do for self. And I added to, if you look on the image where the man is standing upright, I added we're helping people do for self. So Imam Muhammad said, and I have the quote here, I think it's Muslims, um, we should just shout when someone says, come, let us um, make an effort to improve our business circumstances. We should just shout, hey, let's go. We should be ready to go. We should be ready to go. So the organization, the Entrepreneurs and Development Institute, is organized to make sure that the enthusiasm for business growth stays with us, to make sure that as many people as possible are involved with business in our neighborhoods. We're promoting and keeping things happening. And these quotes that follow are quotes from Imam Muhammad. He says, our business people have to see our roots in the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's call to financial responsibility, to business development, to some economic plan. We can't deny him that credit that he has earned. He was the one who excited us, the African American people. It was an excitement to have a bigger appetite for not only wealth, but also for bigger responsibility that gives bigger respect to people. And he said we have to grow financially. Our schools, excuse me, our schools, our mosques, our religious and spiritual needs if we don't have money. We have to have some. I'm not going to be stupid sitting around here waiting on some rich Arab, some rich Iranian to give us some money. I don't want that. My self-respect don't want that. So the best way is the way that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us, do for self. And we just looked at that one. I'm going to probably end here on that, on it and everything, because I want to go to the last one, because we got a lot to cover. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. Might not be able to complete the whole of it today. The last slide, we cannot have a healthy community or a healthy morale. Good morale for our community if we don't have a showing in business or business development. It's a must. It will be heavy on our soul. It will be taxing our spirit if we don't have a business showing in our community. Business is a must. You have to produce for yourself. Take care of your own. That means your own neighborhood too. We need people of like interests, especially business interests. If you know each other and you know something is happening in your area by persons of good character, and they are contributing to the business growth of our association or members, their people in their locale should try to tie up with them. If they have like minds and like interests tied together, and organizations, hence the Entrepreneurs and Development Institute. That's where I coined our slogan from, for about us, from this last statement right here. Just to make sure that the enthusiasm for business growth stays with us, and to make sure as many people as possible are involved with business of our neighborhood. We need organizations, just the business people, to promote and keep things happening. So if anyone have any comments while I switch slides, please do so now. Any comments? If not, while I switch slides, please do so. Okay. So I our presentation for today, of course, as I said, we are, let me take this back down so I don't have to see where that started at. 280, slide 68. We're going to be discussing today how to bid on a government contract and how to win a government contract. We might not be able to cover all of them today because it's some very, very needed information. And but in the Quran, Allah is the longest chapter in the Quran. We find where Allah talks about contracts, about doing contracts and everything. And we know he called out to the believers, and I had to slice this verse up in 3 sections in order to put it legibly on this slide. So it's in 3 parts here. So God called out to those who believe when you contract with one another for a debt, a contract for a particular time, he say fix it and write it. And the interesting thing about this that stood out to me on this ayat is that, again, where Allah says, "Faktubuhu," from kataba, is mentioned in this ayat 8 times. Is mentioned in this ayat. So one has to give serious contemplation on that the number of times that Allah mentions here about writing this stuff down. I fell into some situations in the past where I didn't follow these instructions, and it came back to bite me, okay? Because we go on this, say, well, no, we Muslim brothers, we this and we that, but no, when we follow what Allah has put forth, He didn't just put it here just to, because this is a very important thing here, message here from Allah. Pardon me for saying things like that, and that we do this, write it down between to you with justice. So I'm kind of paraphrasing this for the length of this particular ayat. And he also mentions that the scribe should not refuse to write as Allah has taught him. If you can see that on that screen, he should not, as Allah has taught him. And and dictate the one who has the right, but let him be in a state of displeasing Allah, his Lord, and do not let him diminish anything from it. That is a right. So what the English definition of what is a contract, it says it is a legal binding agreement which recognizes and governs the rights and duties of the parties to the agreement. It's legal, enforceable because it meets the requirements and approval of the law. An agreement typically involves the exchange of goods, services, money, or promises of any of those. So and then you got things like memorandum of understanding, the memorandum of agreement, and so basically both of them are addressing the same thing. So before I go to the next slide on this verse, anyone have any comments? Anyone? Okay. And so the verse go on to say that now those who are limited in their understanding, the sufaha, and we find this expression again in Surah Nisa, where Allah says that you don't put the sufaha over in managing your money and everything. So, and those who are capable, let them dictate for their guardian with justice. So Allah points out being just in this, and that there should be witnesses for the evidence, he mentioned you should have men. If not two men, there should be one man and two women. If they come upon agreement to be a witness in everything, just in case someone make a mistake, the other one can remind them, but the witness not refuse when they are called upon. Okay, rather Allah say, rather this be. And then another thing you point at that one has to see here. Let me take the little cursor down here, back to Kataba. He said talk tubuhu. Now again, this here, and I don't want to go back just yet, but I think many of these are used in the present future tense. Okay, so it's very, very important that we heed this to what Allah is telling us when it comes to writing contracts, because it would save a whole lot of grief in the long run in case something do not go right. Okay, so I want to give a statement, a comment here from a source. It say, in the statement from amongst your men, the word your indicates that the witness should not be strangers, but be known persons residing in the same locality and circle. The words such as you approve as witness point to the idea that the witnesses, whether men or women, must be able to understand the transaction and be easily available if the need for a witness arise. They should be respectable and reliable persons and enjoy the confidence of both parties. So that's a quote from the exegesis of the Holy Quran. In the last portion of this, Allah talks about that is more just and nearer to Allah, and being upright as having a witness is nearer to that. So there would be no doubt. And he go on to mention that now there be a transaction, tijara, on the spot, that you carry out on the spot between yourselves, then there's no sin upon you. And so this is self-explanatory, because we all go to stores every day, flea markets, or be it whatever, festivals where persons are selling things, and that's on the spot. So he said that no need for you to write in witnesses when you again do a commercial transaction, and so there will be no harm to the scribe and the witness. And if you do this, indeed, there will be simple, basically telling us stay away from sinful conduct and fear Allah, because it is Allah who teaching you, and Allah is aware of everything. So I pray you all was patient with me on that, because the verse is lengthy and I didn't want to go through it per se word by word, but that's chapter 2, Baqarah, verse 282. So I just wrote some things here. If you look to the left, say, what is a transaction transacted on the spot? And as I kind of brief, the brick and mortar store, flea markets, trade shows, street vendors, yard sales, out of the trunk sales, door-to-door sales, fundraisers, online sales. And then, and even with some of these, you still get a receipt. And that's somewhere could be something as proof that this purchase was made, which we know it is. And so, and it just shows that Amazon, the #1 online retailer for the fiscal year of 2024, reported earnings of $52.2 billion with an annual revenue of $638 billion due to the continued business expansion. Their web services revenue was $1.6 billion. Each year, the U.S. federal government spends hundreds of billions of dollars purchasing products and services. Of that amount, small businesses receive almost $100 billion in contracts. With the right preparations, you can submit a well-seasoned bid that might land the government as one of your clients. And that's what we're going to be addressing. So do anyone want to make some comments on this verse? Please do so, because I want this to be interaction here. Anyone? Okay. And then this is verse 283 that follows that. He says, so if you are on a journey and you cannot find a scribe for a pledge of possession, may service the purpose. If one of you deposits a thing of trust with one another, let the trustee faithfully discharge his trust, and let him fear his Lord. Conceal not the evidence, for whoever conceals it, his heart is tainted with sin, and Allah knoweth all that you do. So we've all, I think we've all done this in the past. We shook on it and everything. And this last paragraph here in English is some experiences from my life that because there are certain Muslims who would tell you you're not supposed to be, as a man, shaking a female hand, touching a female hand. And I have been in businesses and I look at them eye to eye. Where when you're working in sales, in particular door-to-door sales, or what they call cold calling, and it's already a lot of crazy stuff go on, build trust up with those people. You show up at someone's house, they don't know you coming, and you convince them to let you in and everything. And the whole time you sitting there and talking to them and you're not looking at them, they're gonna get suspicious. So you can't not look at them. You have to look at them and everything. I had one situation, and I thought the lady did not want me in there foremost and first because I was an African American male. She was Caucasian, and so she asked the young lady that initially not to stay, but that was not our protocol. So, but we went ahead and did it and everything. But I had come to find out through conversation after she got comfortable, it was her religion that taught her that she shouldn't be in the house with a man that she's not, family member or someone she's not married to. So that gave me some relief, and she bought the product and everything, and I also had an opportunity to open up my own office in this particular business, but I chose not to because I didn't like some of the business practices that they wanted us to do. It was just not ethical, so I left that alone and everything. So now, any comments? Any comments? Okay. Now, 270. I want to that's not the one. I wanted to go to this one. I thought I had it already prepared. So you all, please pardon me. I didn't. I think yes, this is it right here. I just forgot to write it on what I'm supposed to be doing today. Okay. Yes, this is it right here. Okay, so again, pardon me. Now, this verse come from again, well, we know come from the Quran, and it say, amongst them, make ready your strength to the utmost of your power, including your steeds of war, to strike terror into the hearts of the enemy, of Allah your enemies, and others besides whom you may know, but whom Allah doth know, whom you may not know, but whom Allah know. Whatever you shall spend in the cause of Allah shall be repaid to you, and you shall not be treated unjustly. So this is a verse sort of to Anfield, and it's dealing with the spoils of war. So the USA is the most advanced and powerful country in the world. In 2024, because now we're talking about bidding on government contracts, okay? In 2024, the United States spent approximately $997 billion on its military, more than the other 9 countries' budgets combined. And followed by, and you can see the numbers here on the screen, China, Russia, United Kingdom, Japan, India, South Korea, Turkey, Germany, and France. And 11 of the 20 of the world's defense contractors that's coming up on the following slides are American-owned companies. So war is big business for a whole lot of people. Now, this is I forgot what year I got this data, but I think it was maybe about 5 or more years ago. So these are the 20 companies profiting the most from war, but they have to have a contract. They have a contract with the government, and that's what we're focusing on today. So Textron, the country, United States, arms sales, $4 billion. Total sales, 14 billion. Profit, 102 billion. And then you have the neighbor group, France, arms sales, 4 billion. Total sales, 4 billion. Profit, 36 million in profit. And then you can see what they do and the number of employees each of them has or had. Lidos, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. United States, arms sales, 4 billion, total sales, 10 billion, profit, 242 million. The company defense clients include the Air Force, Army, Navy, and NATO. Rolls-Royce from the UK. You see the amount of monies that they are making. Honeywell International, United States, arms sales, 4 billion total sales. And the interesting thing thus far, what I'm noticing here, I didn't notice it before, many of them, they are making their money off the sales of arms. The United Shipbuilding Corporation, a country, Russia, arms sales. I'm not going to read everything that's here. United Aircraft Corporation, country, Russia, 6 billion. Huntington Ingalls Industry, United States, 6 billion. Ingalls is down here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast in the city of Pascagoula. L3 Technologies, United States, 7 billion, arms sales. United Technologies Corporation, 7 billion. Almas Anti, that's a company in Russia, 8 billion. Leonardo, Italy, 8 billion. Thales in France, 9 billion. Airbus, Trans-European, 11 billion. General Dynamics Corporation, 19 billion. Northrop Grumman, I think, yeah, they have an operation here too in Mississippi. I think that's in Pascagoula or might be in Gulfport. 22 billion. BAE Systems, that's in UK, 22 billion. Raytheon here in this country, 23 billion. Boeing, 26 billion. Lockheed Martin, 44 billion. And that's the number one. So I just wanted to share this because, again, these companies, they have contracts with the government. And so we're going to go to Yes, we're getting it. Yeah, we're going to go to that now. So do anyone have any comments while we change slides? Do we need to go back on anything? Am I moving too fast? Okay. Did I lose them? Oh, hold on. Hope I didn't lose mine. Uh, okay. Okay, this one here is how to bid on government contracts. And these slides right here that I will get these to you sometime today, Sister Munira, or tomorrow, at my earliest convenience. And I think I corrected all my errors on it. I went through it 2 or 3 times before today already. So okay. Billions spent yearly by the federal government. Each year, the U.S. federal government spends hundreds of billions of dollars purchasing products and services. Of that amount, small businesses receive almost $100 billion in contracts. With the right preparation, you can submit a well-seasoned bid that might land the government as one of your clients. Part 1 of 2, finding contracting opportunities. Search. Search the Federal Business Opportunity website. You have to go to www.fbo.gov. And again, you will have this slide in these slides in the PDF format. And it says federal agencies use the site to list contracting opportunities. All federal solicitations worth at least $25,000 are published on this website. Be careful of private websites that charge money to access their listings. Carefully review what is being offered before you sign up. Get on a GSA schedule, that is the General Service Administration. Negotiate price and terms with vendors, and then federal agencies can purchase products or services as needed. Some schedules are set aside for small businesses, so you can try to get into them. Visit the vendor for more information about getting on a GSA schedule. Number 3, subcontractor. Search for subcontracting jobs. Many contractors hire other businesses as subcontractors. By working as a subcontractor, you'll gain experience working on government contracts and building your reputation. Search for subcontracting opportunities at the Subnet website. You can begin searching for subcontracting jobs as soon as you open your business. Number 4, bid matching. Work with a bid matching service. Your local procurement technical assistance center should offer bid matching. Through their database, PTACs can find federal, state, and local solicitations. Depending on your office, bid matching might be free, or you might need to pay a fee. Find your nearest PTAC at, you see the website. Good fit. Number 5, assess whether your company is a good fit. You shouldn't rush to apply for all contracts, hoping to land something. Instead, only apply for those contracts which your business can fulfill. If you are awarded a contract and fail, you probably won't get another chance. Ideally, you should start small. The government will assess your past performance on contracts, so make sure you choose something manageable at first. For example, you can bid on projects worth $3,000 or less. Part 2 of 2, preparing your bid. Create a system for award management profile. That's SAM. SAM is the primary database for vendors doing business with the U.S. federal government. You need to upload your tax identification number, your DUNS number, and other information. And again, you should already have that information. If not, I can resend it on how to apply and get a DUNS number, because again, you would need all of that to bid on the government contract. Remember to update your profile every 12 months, otherwise it will become inactive. Capability statement. Draft your capability statement. This one-page statement provides an overview of your business, as well as your past performance. You'll include this in your SAM profile. A sample is available at, and you will have, to this link. Your capability statement should include the following, and that's coming on the next slide. It was company information. This is the capability statement. Company information such as name, contact information, and website. A brief narrative of your business history and your products or services. Short biographies of key employees, any certifications or clearances, your DUNS number, a list of your business suppliers, dealers, and distributors, a list of 3 years of past performance, a list of clients. Bid solicitation. Identify the type of bid solicitation. When the government wants services, they put together a solicitation called a bid package. You should identify the different types of solicitation so that you can make your bid responsive. Generally, there are 4 types. Requests for a quotation. When contracts are worth less than $150,000, the government would typically request information in a quote. Your response is not considered an actual offer. Request for proposal. You will be told what the government needs and what information you should include in your proposal. An RFP ultimately ends in a contract. Invitation for bid. An IFB is also called a sealed bid solicitation. You submit an IFB without much discussion with the government office. Price is usually the most important factor in awarding the contract. Requests for information. The government might reach out to you directly. In this situation, the RFI is used to determine whether you are interested in a particular contract. Required to submit. Read what you are required to submit. The solicitation should tell you what information to include in your bid and the date for responding. Read the entire solicitation, including any attachments or schedules. The solicitation should contain all of the information that you need. If you have questions, contact the contracting officer for more information. Past bids. Research past bids. You'll want to submit a competitive bid, so you need some idea of prior winning bids. The website usaspending.gov has a searchable database which will tell you the name of the businesses earning a contract and the amount of the contract. You can also find bid information at the FBO website. Requirements in bid. Respond to each requirement in the bid. There is no one-size-fits-all bid. Instead, read the solicitation and provide all information requested. If you don't, then your bid will be tossed aside without further consideration. The solicitation should tell you where to submit your bid and the deadline. Follow the instructions so that your bid will be considered. Price estimates. Spend ample time creating reasonable price estimates. Draw on as much information as possible to come up with pricing strategy that is attractive to the government, but that still allows you to cover costs and make a profit. Consider past winning bids, as well as market research on what are market rates. Debriefing. Ask for a debriefing if you are rejected. Don't be surprised. If you don't win your first bid, on average, it can take about 2 years before you win your first contract. Ask the government agency to go over what you did wrong and how you can improve in the future. Only request debriefing if you are really serious about becoming a government contractor. Excuse me. A debriefing session is not the time to get defensive or to challenge the government on why they reject you. If you think you might get defensive, you should skip the debriefing process altogether. Tips. Your nearest small business development center or procurement technical assistance center might provide a training on how to prepare a bid for government contracts. Find your nearest SBDC at, you see the link, network with current vendors and find out what they have done right and wrong when submitting bids. And that's the last one. That's the last on that one. Any questions? Do you need to go back to a slide? Do we need to go back to a slide? And another thing, you know, the present, in my understanding, these person or company or corporations that has contracts, they buy stuff from other businesses too. So it's still a connection there. So we'll go on, and we're doing good on time. We're doing good on time. So our next one here, we're going to look at how to win government contracts. So we done put our bid in. Now we're gonna deal with how to win it. Okay. This one is how to win government contracts. Business people have long used government contracts as a means to extend their business. The government of the United States consumes more products and services than anyone else in the world. Therefore, understanding how to win government contracts in the United States can provide a valuable resource for a business wishing to grow. Since not all government agencies operate exactly the same way, it is important, especially as a small business, to put together a game plan. Part 1 of 3, brainstorming about your products and your service. Products and services. Number 1, evaluate your products and services. When deciding to compete for government contracts, you must first evaluate all of your products and your services and decide what you want to sell to the government. To be successful in winning a contract, your product must satisfy a government agency's need. Companies that have secured significant government contracts provide the following goods and or services: pharmaceuticals and healthcare information technology, defense vehicle design and manufacture, combat assault and tactical vehicles, maintenance, repair, and accessories for aircrafts, communication and technology, gas turbines and jet engines, guided missiles, bombs, and ammunition, manufacture of naval vessels, manufacture of aircrafts. SAM, register yourself on the System for Award Management, previously known as the Central Contractor Registration Database. SAM not only registers you to do work for government agencies, but it also allows you to create a business profile so that government procurement officers can locate your services and products. You can register for SAM at, and you see the link. Small business search. Register with the dynamic small business search. When you are completing your SAM registration, you will have the opportunity to create a small business profile that becomes part of the dynamic small business search maintained by the Small Business Administration. This provides another way for procurement agents to locate your goods and services needed for a government contract. GSA. Become an approved vendor for the General Services Administration schedule. The government's purchasing agent is the GSA, and becoming an approved vendor on the GSA schedule may improve your credibility and visibility. Determine whether your business would benefit from being on a GSA schedule by using the GSA's vendor toolbox located here. DUNS number. Apply for a DUNS number before you can bid on any government proposal. You must acquire a DUNS number. The number is a 9-digit number for the location of your business. You can register for a free DUNS number, and you see the link here. DUNS number, continue. In order to register for a DUNS number, you need the following: your legal name, your business headquarters name and address, any other business names that your company uses, physical address, city, state, and zip code. Business mailing address is different from your headquarters office. Business telephone number, business contact name and title, number of employees, your company's physical location. Government contract opportunities. Research government agencies and contract opportunities. When researching government agencies, it is important to think about how your unique services can benefit them. Once you are registered with SAM, the next step is to locate potential government contract opportunities in line with your products and services. You can research through all of the federal business opportunities on fob.gov website. Part 2 of 3, networking for success. Business workshops. Attend small business training workshops. Many government agencies provide free or low-cost workshop for small businesses. These workshops can better prepare you for understanding the government procurement process and provide an opportunity to network with specific 8 government agencies with whom you are interested in working. Locate these workshops by calling agencies you are interested in or by visiting the Small Business Development Office website at the link that's shown. Mentor. Find a mentor. One person to attend and training programs and information sessions held for contractors by government agencies is to locate a mentor. A mentor can help you more easily to navigate the government procurement process and offer guidance on how best to construct your bid. Government needs. Contact the government for information on current needs. Each federal agency has a small business specialist that can work to assist you. Also make sure that the Small Business Administration website to find out which agencies are purchasing and how they are procuring those goods and services. The SBA has procurement center representatives to assist small business persons in pursuing federal contracts. You can locate procurement centers here. You see the link. Business relationships. Pursue business relationships. Once you have established a relationship with a procurement officer, you should continue and expand that relationship. These individuals may be able to introduce you to other government officers or connect you with other government organizations, such as the Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Utilization, that can help you in the contract bidding process. Part 3 of 3, preparing and submitting your contract bid. Capability statement. Prepare a capability statement. This one-page statement should outline your business skills and capabilities, detail past performance, and provide short background information on key employees. You should upload this document to your SAM profile so that procurement officers can get a sense of what your business offers. You can view a sample capability statement here. A capability statement should specifically include the following items: company name, contract information, website, and logo if applicable. Brief narrative of you and your company that describes the business history and the products or services that your company can provide. This is referred to as a core capabilities section. Key personnel section that gives names and a short biography of the company's key employees. Section that includes any government identification numbers as your DUNS number, awards, and industry recognition, and information that sets forth whether your business is a small business owned by a veteran, disabled service veteran, women, or a minority-owned small business. List of your business distributors, dealers, and suppliers. List up to 3 years of past performance. If you are a new company, Set forth any certifications that are relevant to your company's products or service, your company's products or services. List of clients. Relevant contracts. Pursue only relevant contracts opportunities. Your chance to win a government contract is by targeting contracts that suit your business capabilities. You can search for contract opportunities on the Federal Business Opportunities website located, and there's the link. This website also allows you to view who won past contracts, which may help you in preparing your own bid. Subcontracting. Consider subcontracting opportunities if you are pursuing a government contract for the first time. You may have a better chance of winning a contract as a subcontractor. Contract winners often subcontract for certain parts of their bid. By becoming a subcontractor, you gain experience working within the realm of the government contracts, and this may help you get your own contract in the future. You can search for small business government subcontractors opportunity at, and you see the link, bid request. Understand the government's bid request process. When seeking services, the government puts together a bid package to which bidders respond through a proposal. It is important that you understand the types of government solicitations so that you can best prepare your responsive bid. The 4 types are requests for quote, a RFQ. Request information in quotes and responses are not considered actual offers. RFQs are used when the value of the contract is less than $150,000. Request for a proposal. A RFP outlines the specific needs of a government contract and specifies the information that prospective contractors should include in their proposal. Response. RFPs ultimately end in a contract for goods or services. Invitation for bid. An IFB, sometimes known as a sealed bid solicitation, means that there is no negotiation as to price or bid package. You must specifically respond to all of the terms in the solicitation, and the cost of the proposed services weighs heavy in the decision about who will be awarded the contract. Requests for information. An RFI is when the government reaches out directly to potential bidders because the government is interested in the work being done by the bidder. An RFI may be used to determine whether a bidder is interested in a particular contract. Solicitation. Carefully read and research the solicitation. Once you have identified a solicitation, that is the government contract opportunity, you should carefully read the solicitation and think about the best way to demonstrate how your business meets the government's need. You should also create a checklist of all the forms, schedules, and elements that the solicitation requires that you include in your proposal. Questions. Answer all questions when responding to a solicitation. You must clearly answer all the questions posed in the solicitation. Your proposal should respond to each question in the order specified in the solicitation. If you fail to respond to all the questions in the correct order, your proposal may be dismissed as non-responsive. Proposal. Explain how your proposal meets the needs of the government. It is very important that you clear and convincingly set forth in your proposal the ways that your business meets the government's needs. Your proposal should offer concrete ways that your business will proceed under a government contract. Estimates include reasonable and well-researched pricing estimates. Solicitations may require that you outline the pricing and costs associated with your bid. You will need to identify the cost of labor, goods, and services and put forth a bid that is competitive, but also leaves you room to make a profit. Bid. Submit your bid. Once you have completed your proposal, you must submit your bid before the solicitation period ends in the manner indicated in the bid package. If you fail to secure your first contract, continue to seek governments and refine your bid proposal. Let me go back over. Tips. To be successful, you should be able to adapt your business services to meet the needs of a government contract. Remember that there are over 200,000 government employees authorized to make smaller purchases, and getting to know some of them may result in a steady flow of work. Don't overextend yourself. Bid on smaller contracts to start so that you can build up a successful record of performance. Your performance record will be an important factor in winning larger contracts. Don't give up easily. It is likely that you will not win the first contract for which you submit a bid. There are reports that indicate it can take almost 2 years for a business to win its first bid. Keep refining your proposals, and eventually you will be successful in obtaining a government contract. Warnings. Be realistic about your capacity to perform on a potential contract. If you are unable to fully perform on your first contract, then you put your ability to obtain future contracts in jeopardy. So that concludes that one. Do anyone need to go back over a slide on anything? Please say so, and we will do that. So that completes the presentation for today. Any comments? Anyone need to go back over a slide? We would do so.
Alhamdulillah. And Imam Tariq is going to email
I'm
presentation.
not hearing you too clearly, Manira.
Okay, one moment. Let me attach my microphone. Is this better?
Yes, ma'am.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you. Um, I was just reminding the audience that the presentation will be available if you like to get the presentation, to review it, to go over it. Just email me at Halaka360, HALAQA 360 at yahoo.com. Be happy to forward the presentation to you after Imam Tariq sends it, inshallah.
Yeah, I found some more errors in it too, and I went over this. I have gone over this at least 3 times already since last weekend. Yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
because I found some
Yeah.
more errors. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was more benefit than error. So we appreciate that. And
Okay.
we appreciate you taking the time to come and share this knowledge and information with us and to the YouTube audience as well. Um, so it's really a benefit and a blessing.
Thank you.
Alhamdulillah.
Mark has his hand up, sister.
Okay. Go right ahead, Brother Mark. What's your question or comment?
He's on mute. Oh, Mark,
Yes.
assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Imam Tariq. Mark Shahid here. I just want to commend you, brother. That's excellent presentation. And I just want to let you know, listening in, and I fully appreciate that. This is the type of information and education that we need to have to help to move our, family life and community life forward. This is a big thing in terms of even contracts and all. We know that the longest surah in the longest surah is Al-Baqarah. It's not surprising that the longest ayat 282 is in Al-Baqarah in terms of other information. And I love the way you're taking it, using the Quran as a source, as the foundation. But what it is we do, how we should do it, and all with God's guidance in every aspect of our life. And most certainly, business is non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable, really. So if we're going to be a progressive community, we need to have this information education. And I'll be remiss if I wouldn't have just chimed in to just let you know that Allah has blessed you. An excellent job with that. Continue to do that.
Thank you.
That's still our number one priority. When we say education, it just doesn't mean just in terms of academia, going to a brick and mortar school. It's education in every interest and human concern that we have. And so we can have a more quality life, provide more for our progeny, looking further down the road and all the inheritance and how we can help to promote this way of life. You can't really, if you only limited, I would donate, but if I don't have it, I don't have no extra money. I would support this, but I don't have the money to be able to get there. Look how many times we say this to ourselves. Here's an opportunity to get into business and to be successful in the business. So thank you again, my brother.
You're welcome.
I have no problem in terms of acknowledging that's something Imam Muhammad said to us. When we say don't miss Arafat, we need to take this in terms of the journey of life. Don't miss Arafat. The root meaning is Arafu. And Imam Muhammad said, yes, it means to get to know and become familiar, but it means much more than that. Yeah. Allah wants us to recognize and to recognize the good that He has deposited into others besides ourselves. I never forgot that. So thank you. I recognize the good that Allah has deposited into you. Continue to spend out of that which Allah has provided for you. May Allah continue to bless you and us. I mean, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. And another thing, we have to call to mind what Allah tells us in chapter Surah Al-Fitr 35:29 about not having a fear of business failure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so if we start small, as it said on these slides on contracts, follow the procedure, you can be successful because it's either you might find one where they might say, based on your gender, based on your ethnic group, they looking for persons in those areas to bid on certain things. So you never know. Now I have not gone that route yet because I haven't figured out if there's anything I want to offer even city or county or state government too, because again, if you picked up on some of the things that was presented, your city or your county or your state, they offer contracts. Yeah,
yes.
Not just the federal government, but I assume that you probably would still need to have the same qualification, DUNS numbers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yet alone insurance, probably more likely too.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely correct. I mean, all of these are opportunities, and then to be knowledgeable of these opportunities. You know, we say when opportunity knocks, preparation really should answer. So we got to prepare ourselves. That's why I appreciate what you're doing, because you're helping those who are aspiring and inspired to want to go into business to be prepared, because the opportunities are there. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome, and I'm available to come to anyone's location. Anyone location, I'm available to come to you.
Yes, sir. Well, that would be great. We're trying to get you in the STL here.
Yeah.
The STL, the Show Me State of Missouri. So we all need that. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you. You all are welcome.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Well, Sister Manira, if no one else has a question or anything, or statement, etc., we can end here.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, very fitting. And this presentation is power packed and very instructive, step-by-step instructions. So again, if you want the presentation, send your email to me at halaka360 at Yahoo, HALAQA 360 at yahoo.com. We'll be more than happy to forward it to you, inshallah. So again, we thank you for participating in the presentation, and we thank you, Imam Tariq, for presenting it to us.
Okay, and if I may, I'll close out, please.
Yes, go right ahead.
Rabbana atina fi dunya hasanatan wa fi akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban. Our Lord, bestow good upon us in this life, and bestow good upon us in the life to come, and save us from the torment of the fire. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, so we're ending the program now, inshallah.